Hey guys, Augiesaint here and welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and I want to share with you guys my next new ultimate starter base, as this is a little bit easier to actually achieve than the first starter base I have up on my channel. It's a little bit closer to the starting zone, so with that you get to it a little bit faster and you can actually get your ore production up a lot faster, as there is 8 ore nodes right over here waiting for you straight across from the chillet boss over there. You start out at the plateau beginnings, you go across over there, you come up to the chillet boss and you go over a little bridge in the background, as you can see there, and you actually get into the base. Now the only thing with raids over here is you can get raided from 2 spots. Sometimes you can get raided from this bridge over here. As you can see, I have closed it off, but then another time you can also, they start out the raid like right at the bottom there, and then they'll try and make their way all the way around the mountain, and they'll actually give up halfway through. So if they spawn down there, the raid is pretty much, they can't raid you. But if they do spawn up, yeah, I have had one time where they raided me, but then after putting up this bridge and actually like closing it off with this gate and, you know, way too many explosives over there, they've actually never actually raided me from this direction. So maybe once you close it off with the gate like this, then they actually just can't path there anymore. So then you pretty much have an unraidable base as well. And yeah, that's about it for the raids. So you come across the bridge, you obviously don't have to put that many defenses up, but then this is what the base actually looks like. Now I like this spot so much, I actually turned it into my main base. As you can see, I have a lot of stuff here. This is not looking like a starter base, but the point about this being a starter base is that it's really close to the beginning. Let me give you guys the location: 157 minus 395, and it also has all of these ore nodes right in the middle of the base. Here we have 8 ore nodes. I don't have any of my mining pals out because I didn't want them to mine it and then disappear, so I could show you guys. I just have my other pals working on electricity and the fridge and the farms and all that stuff in the background. So let me show you guys how to actually set this up a little bit. I'm not going to show you the full build, but I'll walk you through what I did and how I set mine up. So my PAL box, you can see obviously this blue radius, we're pretty much getting the whole use out of the PAL box area. We set it down right in the middle of here. So these first 2 ores, then you come a little bit right in the middle of those first 2 ores, and then right here, it should not clip or make any problems with any of these ores, as the blue area behind it wasn't actually touching either of these ores. So I believe this spot over here is a pretty decent spot, and by putting it there you maximize the space that you can actually use. And then the foundations weren't actually that hard to put up because the land right in the middle like this is pretty flat, but then everything else is a little bit like, there's a little rocky alcove over there, and on the side, yeah, it's also pretty much flat. So just put yourself down like I'll show you guys what I did. So the bridge ends over there, and then right over here I decided, okay, I'll put them like pretty high to make it nice and equal with the middle ground there for the ores. You could actually make this a little bit low if you want, but you see there, because you see there, it's not that actually elevated, so you could lower this a little bit, your base foundation. Just put it as high or as low as you would like, but I set mine like this just to come in here, and then obviously only I'm going to be walking on this. This is outside of the blue line, so the pals won't actually go out there, which is great, so they don't actually fall off or anything in the back there, and they'll only be within this blue circle. And then you just put foundations all the way around, obviously wood or stone. I highly suggest using stone even as a starter base. If you are doing wood, make sure to upgrade to stone as fast as you can, because wood, as you guys all know, has pretty bad tendencies of burning down, as my 5-hour build base that burnt down that one time. Sad face, but anyway. And then I have foundations going all the way around over here, just nice and flat. And also a trick with this is you only need stairs to connect up to foundations up top, as long as you have foundations underneath. That's why this is so clean. I just have these stairs going up, and then I've got this massive platform up top here, which I've actually gone ahead and filled up with these conveyor belts. So this is where I will get my factory pretty much if I need anything made, like foul spheres or ammo or whatever I might need over here, cement or anything. I can set up a pal with handiwork, probably an Anubis, and he'll come up here and he'll just craft away at light speed. And then down below over here we have our cooking facility. So we got the food, we got the refrigerator, power generator obviously for the base, and then our 2 plantations so that you can actually plant. We got lettuce and tomato because we like to make salads, as I find salad to be the best food for the pals. We got some salad there that our Ragnarhawk has gone ahead and cooked, and he's hanging around over there because the food's there and because of these things. Yeah, maybe actually drop one of these chests. Like, I think this might cause a pathing issue later once I get my mining pals in, is to actually remove this chest and maybe only have the one chest, yeah, just to have this food box a little bit more open. So let me see, I haven't put anything in that other chest, I believe. So let's put this salad in there, and then this chest, we'll just get rid of it right now just to stop any problems from happening, so they can actually get access to the food. Now I only did this to look cool, but you don't have to place this up on a table like that. You could just place the feed box right on the ground here and just put one chest in the background there. I do have another chest over there for the ingot part. And then eventually I'll get myself some Jormuntide Ignises or maybe some Ragnarhawks to actually do the kindling, as they're not as big as Jormuntide, so I don't get stuck. And then my Suzaku as well. That's the only reason I'm using him for watering over the Jormuntide, is because he's not as big. Although I do have the alpha version, so he's quite big as well. But if you had a normal Suzaku, he'll be a little bit smaller, and then he can just fit in everywhere a lot better. Jormuntide could water over there. It's just, you guys know, Jormuntide likes to get up on stuff and bug out. So then this, you've got all this flat area as well to put up whatever you may need. I've got my 2 springs in the background there for the pals to, you know, relax and regain their sanity. And up on top there we have even more flat room. And we come up here and I'll show you guys how I set up my house. So the pals should be able to path here. I did actually spend the night with them, and they do actually come and sleep in these beds. Although you don't need to, they don't need to be able to actually get to the beds. As long as there is beds on the base, then they should be fine, and they won't lose sanity and stuff during the nighttime, because they'll just literally sleep wherever, like on the ground. But it will technically count as them sleeping on a bed or something like that. I'm not sure how it works exactly, but this is where I set up my beds. Out of way, out of mine. And as I said before in previous videos, I like to set my beds one tile apart from each other, just to help with any, you know, pathing or glitching or problems like that. And then this open area here is nice flat. You can see we're utilizing all of this area with the pal box radius. You can see we get all of that within the area. There the farms are both in. Oh, I actually have 2 lettuce farms up, so I need to change one of those to a tomato. I must have misbuilt when I was building. And then yeah, I've got like a little crafting area for myself. No, none of the pals actually need to come. I mean, I don't even need any of these, because all of the stuff can be made with the conveyor belts up there. But if you were using this as a starter base, maybe you'd only like make that foundation there, and then you leave them to mine. You make that little foundation in the back, and then maybe you'll make this little foundation as like your little crafting area, because early on you will be using these crafting benches. And then let's actually go up top, and I'll show you what's happening up top. Up top, I just wanted to make sure that my pals couldn't access it. That's why you guys see I have actually built outside of the blue line. Also, I do have the setting enabled in the server setting where my structures will not deteriorate outside of the blue line. If you don't have that setting on, make sure that you stay within the blue line. Otherwise, this will deteriorate over time. And if that breaks, then like half of my structure will fall apart over there on the side. So anyway, I made this like spiral staircase using roofs. I have recently started using roofs as stairs only for stuff like this. It's like really short. So you put a roof to come up, then you put a roof over there. Like this is the flat roof, this is the slanted roof. So slanted roof up, flat roof, and then slanted roof up again, and then flat roof, and then slanted roof up again, and flat roof. There you go. So you can make a pretty cool spiral staircase, a spiral staircase using the roofs like this. And then we come all the way up, and there is our home base. Now the pals won't actually get here because they can't path up these stairs. So theoretically, there should be no way for them to get here, but I bet as soon as I put a Jormuntide in the base and I go to sleep, he will be on top of this pal condenser the next morning. I can almost guarantee it. They just have an affinity for going on top of that thing. So there is my little working space. I just have all of these little things scattered around here. This is all just for, you know, to look pretty. I made this over here as well, but I mean, these do help obviously with the base. So I always like to place these away from where the pals path down at the bottom. Keep them within the blue line, obviously, so that it counts for the base, but away from the pals so that it can't actually interfere with them. And it makes for good decorations using them like I have over there. So there's the mining thing, the toolbox, that's just a decoration. The flower pots and this the fountain over here, this is for the farming stuff. You can see I've just made 2 of them like that because it looks pretty like that. And then we do have our little overlook over here, so we can actually make the pals work harder or whatever. It just looks cool to fit to the aesthetic of the base. Then up top there, I actually have my power pylon over there, making the electricity and everything better. But again, your pals don't need to actually get to that, so I stick it away from them so they don't actually path on top of it and, you know, plug out and break stuff and anything like that. So that is pretty much how I've set the base up. It's not that hard of a base setup. I mean, you do start out there in the land like that. You could literally just build everything in this area if you wanted. Like that whole square of that rectangle area there is more than enough for all your starting needs. Just build yourself a little house on that foundation there at the back there, because the pals don't need to access your house, only you do. So come in, build around, and then just leave the ores nice and open. You don't want to put foundations too near or like over the ores, like that one over there. Maybe a little bit too close, but I don't think so, because it wasn't actually touching or interfering with the ore over there. Just be careful, because now when I actually bring out my mining pals and they finish mining that, we'll see if it respawns. If it doesn't respawn, then just move your foundations like one little layer back there if you're having issues with it. Otherwise, everything should work pretty good on this base. And I mean, it's a nice little setup. This is probably my cleanest base setup I have so far. And yeah, let me know if you guys would like to see any more bases. Also chuck down below in the comments and join the Discord so we can find new locations. I'm looking for new locations to build all the time. Any suggestions on like ore bases or coal bases or even sulfur, quartz, any like base that's a good location and has a good amount of minerals. I like to say at least 3 to 4 nodes of something is what I'm looking for when I go look for bases. And obviously the more the merrier, but if there's less than like 3 or 4 nodes, then I probably wouldn't set up a base as like a mining base over there. So I'll like set it up, if it's a cool spot, I'll set it up as like another base, like a production base or something. But most of my bases I like to always get at least, you know, 4 or more nodes. So that is it for this video. Let me know what you guys think of this one, if you like how it's actually built and everything, and what kind of bases you guys are looking for next. I can go out and scour Palworld to find you guys some more bases, as there is so many good spots within this game. It's going to take me forever to make videos to cover all the spots, but hopefully this brings some insight to you guys as well, as I know a lot of people go after that starter base, and if you play on a multiplayer server, then obviously everybody's going to rush there. So this is another alternative, and it's actually closer than that starter base over there. So thank you guys so much for watching the video. Hopefully you found it helpful. If you did, please drop a like and a sub to the channel. It helps me out so much, and I'll catch you amazing people in the next one. Augiesaint out.
Run free and dive into the sky. Hear the